BIMmanager PLUS. Database, document and manage your existing Tekla object design structure and associated BIM data. One BIMmanager installation works with all Tekla structure versions. How do you create your objects and associated BIM data? Have this column named glulam column corresponded glulam material? Have the steel beam corresponded data for prefix, name and material? All three must be correct. Do you have correct type ID for the IFC export? Okay, now we shall show how to create Tekla objects using the BIMmanager dialog and a predefined database. A database containing all Tekla data and associated BIM data. Okay, here we go. A cost in place foundation. A steel column. Draws a beam. Steel beam. Create an assembly report. Foundation, steel columns, steel beam. All Tekla objects with correct Tekla data, correct BIM data. Export to IFC. Open in Solibri. Select the beam. Select your BIM codes. And here is the result. You selected a steel beam, IPI. All the information is there. All the extra UDA. You selected the beam. You created the beam. You created a report with all correct Tekla data and BIM data. Exported to IFC. You select the beam, and then you can see all the BIM data is there. Okay, then we continue with the presentation. To avoid misunderstanding, using BIMmanager don't affect your existing way in creating drawings, templates, reports, exports, property sets, etc. You document your existing Tekla object design structure and associated BIM data in BIMmanager's open database. Or you can create any new Tekla and associated BIM standard you get in front of you. Create how many databases you want and swap between them in your different types of projects. You can mix working with traditional Tekla dialogues and BIMmanager dialog in the same model. Tekla and BIMmanager creates exactly the same BIM data in the end. The only difference is how. BIMmanager only QA manages your design process. Have you ever dreamed to database, document and manage your existing Tekla objects design structure and associated BIM data? BIMmanager PLUS realize your dreams. Document your object Tekla data and associated BIM data in your dataset. Document Tekla data, document BIM data, document in Excel and import to dataset. ISO certificated and approved database. BIMmanager PLUS manage your dreams by the intuitive dialog to select your dataset objects. BIMmanager PLUS limitation is your imagination. This is an example of a BIMmanager dataset. Any Tekla data or UDA can be predefined in your dataset. Switch mode, BIMmanager PLUS selection. Select your precast hole deck using your shortcut P-space HDF2. Select. Then you see the row with all the element data. Here you have all the Tekla data in your dataset. Here you have all the BIM data. And here are all the data in the dialog and your extra UDA. You create, inquire for the whole deck, inquire part level, inquire assembly level, and you see that all the BIM data are 100% correct directly from the database. Use BIMmanager PLUS to create your objects with 100% QA. This is an information video about BIMmanager PLUS and how you can design Tekla objects with 100% QA on both Tekla data and BIM data. We open BIMmanager. For those who have seen the BIMmanager video, recognize this dialog. BIMmanager managed to add your BIM data to any existing Tekla model. Now we switch mode. BIMmanager PLUS managed to create Tekla objects and objects associated BIM data. We shall use BIMmanager PLUS dialog create a Tekla model containing objects with automatic generated Tekla data and BIM data from a predefined database. Notice that this database could as well contain your company unique Tekla design structure and your unique BIM standard. Okay, now we shall create Tekla objects associated BIM data from a predefined database using the BIMmanager dialog. The BIM standard in the database are Swedish and called BIP codes. The first time you open BIMmanager in a project, BIMmanager will automatically scan all profiles in ProfDB and all materials in MatDB. As the project progresses, and if you have to add profiles or materials, you only have to push the refresh reload button and all the new profiles and materials becomes available to be selectable in BIMmanager. Here you can see all the part types that can be modeled. As you click through the part types, you see the bottom of the dialog is changing depending on which part type you choose. As you see, all part types have IFC entity set as auto. This will change to the predefined IFC entity you have predefined in your dataset. As you select your predefined objects, the list of available part types will increase to those you have predefined in your database for each object. Here you can see 956 rows with predefined Tekla objects. Here broken in 6 filters, user-defined filters. Okay, now we will create a cast in place pile foundation. Select by name. 4 keystrokes. Upper or lower case character doesn't matter. We only select here from the database. 1 row, we only have to click enter. You can see the name is correct spelled directly from the database. Here's some extra UDA BIM data. All the Tekla data and all the BIM data, or 100% QA selected directly from the database. In 4 keystrokes and Enter, you have selected all Tekla data and BIM data from your database needed to create your pile foundation. You can also see that the available part types have decreased to those you have predefined in your database for this cast-in-place foundation. Pad footing. Tab. We create a concrete pile through shortcut. GP, PB. 5 keystrokes, only 1 row. Enter. Now we have the pile extra UDA BIM data. As you see, IFC entity is set as IFC ply. If auto is set, the pile will become an IFC beam or IFC column when the model will be exported to IFC. Profile. Tab. Now we'll create a cast-in-place foundation through class 302. You see that the available part types have been changed. Here we have the extra UDA. Select pad footing. Select strip footing. A steel column by type ID. 1 row. Enter. Select the profile. The Tekla way. I select material, the Tekla way. Select profile, the BIMmanager way. I select material, the BIMmanager way. Draw as a beam. I draw a steel beam through class. I select a valid profile material combination. IP400 stainless. We will create a concrete cast-in-place column through system code 27.d/11 profile. Okay, quality. We create a precast concrete column, prefix D, tab, we create a concrete beam, class 204, pre-stressed, profile, FB. And here we have a guide for this specific profile. It will carry Holdex 265, suitable column 400, height 650, and material quality. Okay. Now we have a correct profile string and correct material. We select the wood column, glue lamp column by type ID, LP, enter, 90, profile, material at the same time. Draw as a beam. Glue lamp beam. You have probably noticed that you can select your objects through 6 alternatives: name, class, prefix, system code, type ID, and shortcut. And also that you in 2 to 5 keystrokes select your objects through the keyboard. Pile foundation. Only one left. Then we use BIMmanager PLUS dialog with filter 6. If you set up a proper shortcut structure, you can easily define standard profiles for your objects. You have already seen how BIMmanager manages selection when creating steel objects. Easy to select your predefined valid profile material combination. Now we will show how you can use shortcut structure to select valid profile material combination for your concrete cast in place and precast objects. Concrete piles. Dimension, predefined dimension 270. The cast in place, ground slab. Slab 400, tab, cast in place, rectangular column 300, 300. Precast circular column, diameter 450. Precast regular beam 2. Casting place regular beam 3. SP SB Precast massive wall 200 thickness. Cast in place massive wall 150 thickness. Precast hole decks 265. Precast, massive pre-stressed deck. But this one will have a width of 869 millimeters. Modify selected parts. Now we have modeled several Tekla objects using shortcuts to select your predefined standard or most common profiles for steel objects, precast objects, and cast-in-place objects. The only manual input was column length and ground slab thickness. All other Tekla data and BIM data is generated from your predefined database objects. Objects selected through BIMmanager PLUS dialog. Can Tekla object design be easier and additional with 100% QA Tekla and BIM data? Shut down. Now we will see what happens with all our objects. We select the objects, we run a macro to create an assembly list. Steel beam, steel column, steel columns, cast in place wall, concrete beam cast in place. And here we have all the Tekla objects with 100% correct BIM data, correct BIM extra UDA, main part IFC entity, IFC assembly, name, part type. We export to IFC. Open the model folder. Open the IFC here in Solibri. We click on the beam, click on the tab BIP Sweden, and all the BIM data is there. What has happened? We selected the beam through BIMmanager PLUS dialog from the database. We created the beam. We took a report to the beam. We exported the beam to IFC. And here we have all the BIM data. From the database into the Tekla model, exported through correct IFC property sets, and here you have it in the IFC file. Simply intelligent, intelligently simple. Now we can continue with the presentation. BIMmanager PLUS, QA your create. BIMmanager PLUS offers you 6 ways to select your steel beam objects. Name, class, prefix, system code, type ID, shortcuts. Your extra UDA will be set on path level and assembly level at the same time when the object is created. Select your part type. The first one is default. Select your valid profile material combination. Create. And all your objects will be created directly from the database and approved. QA your profiles and material. When you update profiles, materials or sketch profiles in your ProfDB or MatDB, you only have to click Refresh Reload in BIMmanager to give BIMmanager access to the latest updates. Select your profiles. IN, the INP profiles, select. Z, select profile. Select your material, S3, then you come to the steel material group S3. Select material. C. Come to the concrete material. Select material. You can also define a valid profile material combination. Select HEA, upper lowercase, doesn't matter. Select a valid profile material combination. IP. Select a valid profile material combination. All this from the database, predefined, ISO certificated, approved. Simply intelligent, intelligently simple. QA your filters. Here you have a Tekla model created using BIMmanager PLUS. This means that a BIMmanager PLUS created Tekla model with your objects will have 100% QA information synchronized with all your filters, reports, templates, etc. QA your IFC export. Here you have the same BIMmanager PLUS created model. Set up your IFC property sets. Export to IFC, here in Solibri. Here you have a tab for BIP codes, all the BIM data. In this case we have multiple BIM codes, Denmark, Finland and Norway. A BIMmanager PLUS created Tekla model with your objects will have 100% QA information from the Tekla model to the exported IFC model. Modify import model. External DB, imported IFC, imported SDNF. Create a report, BIMmanager PLUS, select, modify. Use BIMmanager PLUS to modify an external DB1, imported IFC or imported SDNF to your object's data and 100% QA. BIMmanager PLUS is available as single license and networks license. Store your dataset on your local server or your client or in the cloud. Perfect with model sharing. BIMmanager PLUS functionality QA your single local office as well as your worldwide offices 24/7, 365. BIMmanager secures your unique predefined Tekla object design structure and associated BIM data with 100% QA. All your local global offices use the same dataset. All your designers from your Tekla super user to your recent employee will create your Tekla object with 100% QA. Set up unique datasets for specific projects or customers. Can you imagine to document your existing Tekla object design structure and associated BIM data in this database? Congratulations! BIMmanager PLUS limitation is your imagination. Use BIMmanager PLUS to create your predefined dataset objects with 100% QA. Simply intelligent, intelligently simple. The best kept secret in the whole world. Try it, and you won't tell anyone either. Feel free to contact us or visit our website for a 14-day trial download request. Thank you for watching.